All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Otaku Brothers podcast. Today, I am your host, not co-host. I am just your host because, unfortunately, Ben is not joining us today. That is right. I'm here all alone, my lonesome self. Ben actually came out to visit me this past weekend. We had an awesome time, hung out. We got to hang out with some of our other boys, our buddies, and then he ended up leaving Sunday and got sick. Why? Why is everything freezing? Okay, I hope I'm good. Hopefully everything is working out. I don't know what's going on. My computer is acting weird, but we're just gonna keep pushing through it. So hopefully everything is okay. But yeah, so Ben ended up getting a little sick. He came up here, and then when he got back home, he just wasn't feeling 100%. And so he decided to give me the green light, the go ahead to record an episode of the Otaku Brothers podcast on our own. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I miss him. I miss my little buddy, but it's okay. We got the show must go on, and here I am to present you guys with one of the last videos in this setup. I actually have 2 weeks left of school. Not really even that. Like, I only have like 3 days left of actual class, and then I'm done. I'm done with university. I'm done, and this is gonna be probably one of the last times you see me in this setup. I think we might have one more video. Yeah, one more video coming out next weekend. And then after that, I'm done. I'm not going to be here anymore. It's going to be so surreal, so weird. But that's just life. I'm excited. So a lot of stuff is going on. So that's also why I haven't really been uploading the Outlast series. But by the way, you guys have been killing it. I've been loving the support on that. So thank you all so much. But we got a great episode for you all here today. A lot has happened in the anime world. Not really. Not really. I'm not going to lie. Not much has been going on. But there has been a lot of good shows that Ben and I have been watching that I cannot wait to talk with you all about. And I decided to give you all, as you couldn't tell by the title, I'm going to be giving you all my opinions on the highest of highs and the lowest of lows of each show that I'm watching this season and how I think they rank for me so far. So I've been watching 4 shows this season. And yeah, I have a lot of thoughts that I can't wait to share with you all. It's going to be very interesting doing this solo. But yeah, we're just going to go for it. We're going to wing it. But before we do all that, thank you guys so much for watching, loving these videos. It's awesome. Ben and I have a lot of fun stuff planned for the channel this summer, so we honestly can't wait to get started because a lot of big changes are happening for Ben and myself in the near future. So we're just really excited to put a lot more of our time and focus into this channel over the summer because it's something we both really care about, and it's something that we both get to do in our free time, and just something that we really enjoy putting effort into, and that it's so rewarding. Whenever you guys show love it back, it means the world, really. So thank you all so much for that. But yes, before we do all that, I wanted to show off something cool that I just got because it's something just random. Ben actually was with me. Oh, he actually wasn't. Never mind. He didn't make it up on time. But some of our buddies, if you don't know from like the COD vlog that I did, Ryan and Curtis, those were some of our friends. They ended up coming up as well. And I took them to this vintage stock store where they have like a bunch of old retro games, manga, anime stuff, figures, comics, vinyls. And I ended up picking up a volume of Watchmen. It's the whole Watchmen book in one. If you guys don't know what Watchmen is, it's a DC comic. It's not a manga, but it's one of my favorite comic book stories of all time. It's such a cool story. It's like The Boys before The Boys was The Boys. And it actually got a live action adaptation that was done by Zack Snyder, and it came out so well. It is one of the best comic book to live action adaptations I've ever seen in comic book history. I'd say I think that's not a hot take. I think a lot of people would agree with that. So that's just something really cool that I cannot wait to read. So if you guys want some thoughts, some opinions on that in the near future, let me know because I love Watchmen, and I actually love a lot of Marvel DC stuff, but recently it hasn't really hit for me as much. I don't know. So yeah, that's just something that's been going on. But yeah, regardless, I cannot wait to read it. It was such a cool pickup for only $10. So yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's the little wins in life, man. That's what it's all about. But aside from that, what else has been going on? I mean, Chainsaw Man had some crazy chapters coming out. Last week it was on hiatus, so it didn't have a chapter. But this week it's getting one tomorrow. By the time this is up, the newest chapter is probably out, and it seems like we're getting a good fight coming up. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much for any of y'all, but go read Chainsaw Man if you haven't. So it's really good. It's really good. I've been loving it a lot. But with all of that put aside, I think we'll just get right into the anime stuff that's been going on. So, for those of y'all who do not know, the spring season is going on right now, and it is a interesting time. And I need you all to remember something, guys. I'm only going to be talking about 4 shows right now, and there's so many good shows out right now that I have not even started watching. I know Windbreaker Season 2 is going on. There's some other good rom-coms like what's it called? Like Woltoon? I don't know what it's called. It's like another rom-com type thing that apparently is really good. But I haven't watched it because I am just one person. I'm one human being, and I have a lot going on. Like I said, I'm in university, I'm in college, and a lot of stuff is coming to an end right now with finals and things like that. So I don't really have much time to read a lot of anime or read manga and watch a lot of anime. So it's hard, okay? Give me a break. Cut me some slack. It's tough, but we're getting through it. And that's why I'm excited for the summer because I'm gonna have a lot more free time to do all that stuff. So it's exciting. I cannot wait for it. But yeah, so the four shows that I'm watching: My Hero Vigilante, Fire Force season 3, Go Go Loser Ranger season 2, and then Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive? Four very different shows, four very good shows that I've been enjoying a lot recently. I'm gonna take a little bite of my smoothie here. That it's a protein smoothie, so we're trying to stay healthy. We're trying to be healthy out here. So. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay, awkward silence. Mm. There's no why it helps to have Ben here. It really does. But yeah, so four shows that I'm watching: My Hero Vigilante, Go Go Loser Ranger, Fire Force, and then A Boy Girl Relationship Survive. I want to go ahead and talk to you all about all four of them in detail and just give kind of my thoughts on how the seasons are going so far, what's been up with that. So yeah, and then kind of talk about how I'm ranking them, what I'm thinking is the best. So yeah, I think first off, let's start with the heavy hitter. Let's start with one of the most anticipated ones of the season, which was Fire Force season 3. A lot of people have been waiting for Fire Force to return for quite a while. It was one that a lot of people had mixed opinions on, me included, with the first two seasons, and now it's finally here for season 3, which is supposed to be its final conclusion. It's getting 2 cores, one right now, and then one at the beginning of 2026 in January, I believe. And then that's it. That's all of Fire Force. So far, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I have been I haven't been as impressed as I was hoping, man. I really haven't been. I had very high expectations for Fire Force coming into it, and I don't know. And maybe that's an issue on my part because I wasn't really that big a fan of the first two seasons of Fire Force anyway. I remember watching them when they were coming out and just thinking, this is fun, this is okay. I will give its flowers for one area here in a second, but I just remember not being blown away by it. I thought it had some cool characters like Joker, his brother. I think that's even I don't even know if that's supposed to be his brother, but the dude who's the captain of the Seventh, his relationship I thought was cool. I like Captain Burns. I liked the dynamic of the Eighth Company. I thought there were a lot of cool aspects. I thought the aspect of, the fire and religion, I thought that was really cool. How the cult was getting involved. I thought all these aspects were really fun. But the execution just didn't hit for me. I thought the delivery on the comedic timing, the just dialogue wasn't really interesting. The characters weren't as exciting as wanted them to be, I guess, especially the main one like Shinra and Arthur. I thought Arthur was cool. I really like his dynamic actually of him thinking he's a knight. But Shinra, like, he just wasn't as amazing of a protagonist as I was hoping for. And same with the other side characters. Besides Arthur, I know I mentioned Joker and the Seventh Company had captain. There were only in a couple scenes, a couple parts, and they had their one little arc, and that was kind of it for me. And I feel like just the main characters, the main crew in the Eighth Company weren't anything really likable, and that was such a shame because for me, Soul Eater, I've talked about this before, is one of my favorite animes out there. It was one of the ones that actually got me into anime way back when I was a little young lad, and it hit home. I loved all the characters. All the characters were great. Soul, Maki was amazing, and then Death the Kid, Star, they were all great. They were awesome. I loved them. They were all fun. Maki's dad, I hope her name's Maki. I don't know. My God, it's been a while, okay? But regardless, she was amazing. And then her dad, and then their relationship with Death. It was all cool. There were great aspects of it. Stein, see, all these characters were really fun, and I just really haven't felt that in Fire Force. And at the same time, you could even say that like characters like Stein kind of like parallel some of the other characters in Fire Force, like Licht, for example. He seems to give off very much the same energy, and I don't know. Tamaki's another one. She hasn't really changed much in season 3. She's still, I just don't really like her character much. And then she gets resorted to fan service up the wazoo, and it just seems so unnecessary, and it really takes me out of it, you know. So I don't know. It's just it hasn't really. And then another thing, and Ben even complained about this too. So you cannot say that it's just me hating on Fire Force. The fights so far have been kind of lackluster. I mean, we got Shinra and Joker going off against Captain Barnes in the at the end at the beginning of this season, and it just really they kind of just had a couple of hits, and now it's like Barnes is charging up while Shinra and Joker are just looking at him. And while this is going on, we have the rest of the Eighth Company fighting other members of the cult, and they're just fighting one on one, and like I don't know, it's just so lackluster. The fights are not hype, but I will. This is where I will give my flowers to Fire Force. I really love how every aspect of these Fire Force characters, their powers come from the ability of fire, and it seems to be somewhat grounded in a reality backed by science, which I think is really cool. At least the science of fire, using fire. Where so I mean you have these characters who like in season 1 and 2, Shinra was able to like move at the speed of light because he's using fire like to speed him up. Even his brother has the ability to stop time, and they explain it in terms of fire. In this newest season, we have a character who she has the power to manipulate gold, which on its own does not have magnetic force, but whenever you apply heat to it, it has the ability to, you know, gain a magnetic force, which I think is really cool. It's really cool seeing how they use science to somewhat, you know, back it. And I think that's been really fun. I think it's really unique and cool to see how you can, you know, tie in some real world science to base off of these characters in really cool, unique, creative ways, which I will say Fire Force has done excellently. It's been good. But the fights haven't really been all that. I mean, this episode was a little bit better, the episode that just dropped. We get Arthur coming in and saving the day, and it seems like he's gotten a lot stronger. He beats one of the cult members, the White Clad, in like one hit. It was awesome. It was pretty epic, I'm not going to lie. But before that, it was just all kind of lackluster. It was kind of, I don't know. Besides Shinra and Arthur and Joker, there's not many other characters that I'm really interested to see, and that's kind of what was a lot of this first half of the season. But that being said, there's still a lot of Fire Force left. I hear a lot of it is action heavy, so I could be completely wrong. We could be looking at this differently in a couple of weeks, and I could be eating my words. So I really hope that is the case. Sorry I'm eating this smoothie on camera right now. It's because after I'm going to watch the Rockets game. My Rockets are down 2-1 to the Warriors, and we need to win. This is a must-win game tonight in Golden State. So, yeah, that's why I'm eating this right now. So, to wrap up Fire Force, yeah, it's kind of been a little lackluster for me. I'm not going to lie. It's been something that everybody was talking about. This is the season. Everything's going to make sense. It's going to click. A lot's going to happen. And it's all going to, you know, it's all going to just hit. And this is going to be the best season of Fire Force. And so far, it hasn't been that for me. It's been a little disappointing, man. I'm not going to lie, but obviously we're still only a couple episodes into it. Let me actually go ahead and pull up here how many episodes are out for Fire Force. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we've only had 4 so far. So, yeah, I think it is going to be a 24 series. So, again, not the biggest concern. Yeah, only 4 episodes are out right now. So, it's not the end of the world. It's really not. But so far, looking at the spring season right now, it's been honestly probably one of the ones that I've just been enjoying the least right now. So, yeah, it is what it is. But moving on to our next show, let us talk about Go-Go Loser Ranger, man. This show has been so fun. This show has been amazing. I remember from the very first episode of season 2, Ben had told me, which actually it's not, I think it's on Hulu, it's like the second half of season 1. So I don't know how that works, but I'm calling it season 2. So right off the gate, we kind of get back thrown into the world. Fighter D kind of has this new plan. At the end of season 1, we see him finish his training arc with the Ranger Force, where he is trying to pass an exam to actually become a Ranger. And we see him succeed. And he actually kills one of the Loser Rangers for the first time. And it was awesome. Or I guess the Ranger Force Rangers, not the Loser Ranger. And it's the Blue Ranger. And now he is set ablaze with his goals to eventually start, fighting the other Rangers and killing them and cleansing them from the world. However, he has a new found purpose as well. He is also trying to get rid of the monsters. He wants to kind of clear both sides. So now he has begun playing both sides, and it's very interesting to see him interact with the other characters and how he's kind of going about his own philosophy. It's been a lot of fun. This show honestly saved the summer for me. It was so exciting, so funny, so out there, and I just wasn't expecting it. And Ben put me on, and I cannot thank him enough for it. It's been a lot of fun, and so far it has continued to be that. And if anything, I am so excited to see where season 2 is going. So far, we've found Fighter D. He has joined the Green Ranger Force. That is what he's been selected to be a part of. Now he's there trying to get intel on the Green Ranger so he can, kill him, as well as defeating other monster bosses that he, used to be ruled by. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool plot, and it seems like we are going to now be seeing him fighting a bunch of these other monsters as well. In the arc that we are currently in, it seems like he is trapped in a time loop where he is, subdued by one of the monsters. I believe this one, I forgot what the monster, like the animal symbol it was supposed to be. I don't remember. I don't want to misspeak, so I don't know, but it's been good so far. And then we also get some, imagery and some, showcases of the character who he is stealing the identity of return, which is cool to see him back. And it seems like he is trying to learn more about the dark forces that, have infested this world, and that is kind of what he is doing. So it's kind of cool to see him get back in the mix of things as well. And just these new characters that have been introduced that Fighter D is a part of with in the Green Company are really cool as well. The girl that he is, grunt with is really nice. And then the co-captain of the Green Ranger Force, the other girl who seems to be a little crazy. I'm curious to hear her backstory and how she, plays into everything. And it's going to be interesting to see how Fighter D, he's starting to build these relationships. And he even says that he really wants to kill the co-leader. So I'm curious to see how that dynamic changes. And if by the end of this, he still has this philosophy of trying to stop the Ranger Force. Or I feel like his goal is going to change. So that's just my opinion. But yeah. Okay. I don't know how these people who do solo podcasts do it, man. It's a lot of yapping. It's a whole lot of yapping. But moving on. Oh, okay. The other anime I was talking about a while ago, Kowloon Generic Romance. That was the one. And it has 4 episodes right now. It's pretty cool. Oh, the first 2 episodes are free. Look at that. That's awesome. So there you go. On Crunchyroll, they're free. Shout out Crunchyroll. But moving on to our next show, let's give My Hero Vigilante its flowers. It's a fun show, man. It's a fun show. As somebody who is not a big fan of My Hero Academia, I've been loving Vigilante. It is everything I wanted from the Vigilante arc with Deku in a show. Oh my god, that's just, yeah. I remember, if you guys don't remember, in season 7 of My Hero Academia, when Deku goes through his Vigilante arc, his phase, I was very pent up and aggressive when I said that I did not like that arc because of how it ends. It feels very short. It feels like there was a lot of potential there to, raise things to higher stakes, to, delve more into some darker themes. But then the author decided, no, we're just going to scrap that and, go back to Deku instantly being friends with everybody again and, doing things the good way. Which is something that really, although I would have been happy with that outcome, I wish they would have, spent more time in this realm of darkness that is being a vigilante. And that is exactly what My Hero Vigilantes is doing. That is it. And it is so cool. It is so fun. These characters are awesome because one of them doesn't even have a quirk. The main guy, Knuckle Duster, his name, he doesn't have a quirk, and yet he is still doing all of this. He is punching people and asking questions later. That is what a vigilante is, and that is being executed and portrayed so well in My Hero Vigilantes. The main character, Koichi, he is a college student. For once, we're getting, not for once, but it is so rare nowadays to get an anime about a character who's not in high school, especially a character who is in middle school in high school and looks like they're a college kid. Okay, that's just, as somebody who's in college, it's weird. It's weird. And Koichi is a college student. He looks like a college kid and he acts like a college kid. And it is so cool to see on screen a kid who has a quirk. It's kind of useless. They call him where he has to be on all fours to like move, and he moves at the speed of a bike. So it's not fast. And so he is doing this, but he still wants to be a hero, and he does it in his own way. He does that by being what people call the nice guy, where he just helps people cross the street. He gives directions. He puts trash in the right spot. You know, he's kind of becoming his own hero, and he's doing it his own way, which is awesome. The other character, Pop Step, really cool. An idol who is also like a shy, timid girl. And then she kind of joins this vigilante group as well, using her popularity. It's just interesting. It's interesting. It's better. It's a more entertaining, take on heroes and what it means to be a hero than kids that are simply going to school to be heroes, right? Because at this stage in their lives, the characters in the show, they have other stuff to worry about, but they still care and want to do things, want to do good in their own way. And what's so awesome is that they are the guys that can do things that heroes can't. That's what Knuckle Duster even says in the show, is that he is able to just go and punch people. He doesn't need a warrant. He can just go and get answers and get things done maybe somewhat quicker than heroes can due to like the law and things like that, which is important, which is very important. So, but still. So it's just a good show, man. I really like it. I'm really liking it so far. The themes are already very intense and dark and gritty. It's about these people who want to the theme of this season or show appears to be that there's a drug that people take and it enhances their, quirks. And so there's characters who take it because they're obsessed with the idol girl. There's people who take it because they just want to, want more attention. They can't afford anything else, so they have to do it because of their needs. There's a lot of cool aspects that they're portraying here in the show that I think are just a lot more entertaining than what they're doing in My Hero. I think this is what in My Hero Vigilantes feels like something that'd be straight from a Batman comic book, which is something that, I love and that I think more people should take inspiration from. So, yeah, 4 episodes in as well. It's one of my favorites. I'm enjoying it, dude. I look forward to each week's episode. So I think I give My Hero Vigilantes a B plus, an A minus, an A minus. We're gonna give it an A minus. I should be grading these. Yeah. I think I'm gonna give Fire Force I think I'm gonna give Fire Force a B minus, C plus, dude. It's tough. I haven't really been hooked on it yet. So we'll see about Fire Force. And then Go-Go Loser Ranger, I'll give a B plus. It's got my attention. It's not as strong as Vigilantes for me yet, but it's up there. And then next up, we have our final show of the day. Oh, we did it, guys. We did it. We're back in the rom-com category. It is, can a boy-girl friendship survive? Oh my god. This show has been incredible. I'm going to let that sit there. I think it has been my favorite show this season. And while I say that, I'm going to take another bite of the smoothie. I said bite because there's ice in here that's still crunchy. Yes. Can a boy-girl friendship survive? It's the anime of my season. It's the best one this season, dude. But hands down. It is so good. It is incredible. What this show is about, if you can't tell by the name, it's about a boy and a girl who are in high school. They became friends in middle school, and pretty much the boy has this dream of opening a flower shop. And this girl he meets in middle school wants to, support him, and because she loves his accessories, he makes these like flower necklaces and, bracelets, earrings, things like that, all with flowers inside of them, which is really cool. She sees that, she really likes it, so she decides to, help him on his dream. And in this moment, he makes her a choker necklace, and she loves it, and they vow to become best friends. And 2 years later, they're still best friends in high school, and they become super, super close. And then, wouldn't you guess it, She ends up falling in love with him. He ends up kind of having feelings for her, but they're best friends. They're best friends. And to make matters worse, another girl enters the fray and actually has very, very deep feelings for the main character, the guy. And this upsets the girl best friend. And now we have ourselves a love triangle, ladies and gentlemen. And oh my God, it is so, so relatable. It's good. It is relatable. That is what makes such a good rom-com, is where we have stories like this that you can apply to the real world. Okay? So like shows like Rent a Girlfriend, please take note. Please take note that this is how you do a rom-com. Because a lot of the themes and elements that are in Can a Boy-Girl Relationship Survive is something that you can apply to the real world. You personally can apply. Even if you're, say, in the, a relationship like me and Ben. Obviously, I don't love Ben. But it's like, sure, I mean, if like him and I were like best buddies, like doing this podcast, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey, I'm going to invite somebody else to do the podcast, and I'm going to deal with that. That would hurt. That would suck. And that is stuff that happens in this show. And it's so, so good. It is incredible. It is amazing to see it play out. Especially one thing that I love about this is that it does a good job of explaining their perspectives like instantly. So you know what's going on in both of their heads while the show is going on, which is really, really nice. It doesn't play to just one character only. You're not in just one character's head. You're in both of them, which is what I loved about My Dress Up Darling, for instance. We get to see Gojo's perspective all the time, and then it'll switch to Maureen's. Bad shows, bad rom-coms, like Rent a Girlfriend, don't do that. I mean, we only get Kazuya's, insight, and then Chizuru's basically a mystery for 80% of the show, which would, makes things harder to relate to her and harder to support her. But at the end of the day, this one does an excellent job. The show hooks you really fast. It hooks you really fast because you feel so bad for the girl in this show. It's tough that she really wants to be with this guy, but she can't because it would ruin their relationship. It would ruin their friendship. She doesn't think he sees him that way. And yeah, it's just tragic. I mean, coming from personal experience, it sucks. Being the best friend or just being a friend and then being in what you call like the friend zone or things like that. It sucks. And I think this show does such a good job of dealing with it, especially being in that gray area. It does such an excellent job. I'm not gonna get like it's so good. There's a scene in here where she's just like, I love him as a friend, but like it just feels deeper than that. I can't really explain it in my own words, but it just touches on that, that naive young love type thing that you experience in high school and college. And I think it's done really nicely. And it's really nice. It's a great show. I definitely think you all should go watch it. It's fun. It's exciting. I don't know who to root for. It's just a fun rom-com. And it's quickly becoming one of my favorites, and it's only 4 episodes in. Another thing, too, is the side characters. He has a best friend male character who contributes and isn't just like kind of like a stereotypical side character. He's one who's fun. He adds to stuff, but he's also kind of a jerk. He seems very real. All these characters seem so real and are not overly dramatic, which is so nice. Even when they are dramatic, it's in a fun, realistic way that is totally can totally be perceived as normal. And I love it. I cannot give my flowers to it enough. It's a great show. I definitely think you all should go check it out. It's definitely one of my favorites this season, and I am going to finish it, and I'm trying to get Ben on it. He said he's going to watch it, so we'll see. But yeah, it's been one of my favorites, so I'm going to give this show an A+. It's been holding my attention every episode. At the end of episode 3, we get such a great cliffhanger. I remember whenever it dropped, I was like, dude, I need to see what happens now. And so it hit. It was beautiful. Just going through the emotions and seeing their pain. You experience it with them very much so in this show, and that's what I love most about it. Feeling the emotions with the characters. I think that whenever you accomplish that, that is when you know you have a good show on your hand. And that is what happens in this show. That's it. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna end it on a banger, because can a girl or a boy-girl friendship survive? It's my spring anime so far. It is my spring anime. I think if you're not watching it, you're missing out. You need to go check it out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for being here, for tuning in for this shorter episode. Again, sorry Ben's not here. Sorry I don't have anyone to go off of and bounce my ideas with, but it is what it is. I'm here. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Otaku Brothers podcast. Leave your comments down below if you're watching any shows this season. If you are, what? And if you are not, what do you want to watch? Or have I inspired you to watch one of these shows? So let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you all next week. Yeah, it's almost summertime, baby. We're almost there. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Arrivederci. Peace. Till I hear him say, la, 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 la.